Huntsville's mayor and council began their latest general committee meeting with a tour. Mayor Scott Aitchison says there's been a lot of discussion about Memorial Park, Lions Lookout in particular, and Muskoka Heritage Place.
Council, has received a few reports on some general maintenance that needs to be done on Lions Lookout and in Memorial Park, and it was sort of concluded that maybe we should go take a look. There's a few members of council that are, newer to town. They've only been here 10 years or so, and they're just not as familiar with that area, and they haven't spent a lot of time there. Some of us grew up hanging around that property, and so we know it pretty well. One of the things we've realized, and certainly I've been saying, is that, Lions Lookout is a real gem, and we don't really treat it like a gem. It's kind of like an afterthought. There's frequently graffiti on the little pavilion up there, so we paint it regularly. And even after we paint it, we have to go back up and paint it again. So that's a bit frustrating. But it's one of those things that there's been a master plan done of Memorial Park, but it's sort of half measures and very small incremental stuff. And so I've been arguing that we need to think much bigger and broader.
Bigger and broader in the sense of creating a big plan, a dream plan as the mayor puts it, and work towards completing that plan bit by bit.
Honestly, the Hunters Bay Trail is one of the most spectacular public assets we have, and it literally happened. It was a dream at one point, and there was just no way the municipality was going to build it all at once, but it got done. And so I challenged committee and council to think about Memorial Park and Heritage Place in the same way. Heritage Place is a particularly interesting situation because as long as I've been on council off and on, we've nickeled and dimed it to almost to death, and it's a bit embarrassing. And I've said all along that now we need to do something about it. Either we're in that game or we're not, but we can't keep doing what we're doing because it's an embarrassment to our municipality and it's an embarrassment to our heritage. We need to do something about it.
And although the mayor believes it is important to be smart with town spending, Aitchison says it's also important to explore some great ideas that will improve the quality of life in Huntsville.
The deputy mayor and chair of finance joked that I spent $5 million on that morning. And of course, we may be looking at something that would be a $5 million bill. But if you have a plan, there are different programs with different levels of government that come available. If you have it in the plan, you have the money to do it. The Veterans Memorial is a good example. It was one of the items that was in the Memorial Park Master Plan. Well, the fact that we had it in the plan, all of a sudden, because of some federal program with veterans that was available, it was mostly paid for by the federal government. So if you have the plan and you dream big and you plan to make it something that's really special, you can get it done piece by piece and bit by bit, and that's the kind of vision that we need when it comes to these kind of facilities, and that's what we're challenging council and the community to come forward and give us that vision. What's that look like? And let's start building towards it.